If you're training in the martial arts, self-defense, defensive tactics, and you're not connecting these dots, you're not getting the most out of your training. So I was having a conversation with some business owners and professionals who manage companies the other day, and I asked them, I said, what are kind of the 5 biggest attributes that you look for in a successful employee or a successful partner? So they had 5 things. Well, it's funny that those 5 things are things that you're working on in your martial arts class, if you're training properly, right? Emotional intelligence. You're learning during class, you're learning how to get in touch with yourself. You're learning to know yourself better. If you have a good instructor and a good system, you're learning how to remain what's called baseline, calm, cool, and collected under stress. You're learning how to relate to other people. Adaptability and resilience. Any martial arts class has its fair share of challenges. And you are going to experience setbacks. You're going to not be king of the cage all the time, so to speak, right? You're going to have to be humble and learn. So you have to learn how to adapt during the fluid situations, and you have to learn resilience. Strategic networking and relationship building skills. Well, yeah, that's class, right? You're always networking and building your relationships with other people in the academy, and you get to work on that every single time you go to class. Persuasion and communication skills, that's the same thing, especially if you're an instructor, right? I'm persuading people all the time. I'm persuading you right now to pay attention to your training, right? But you're communicating with the other people that you're training with. You are sometimes persuading them to do things that would be most beneficial to them and safe. And then finally, continuous learning. Well, that really kind of goes without saying. If you're in a martial arts class, you're always learning and you're always developing. So if you are just looking at your training as physical endeavor, you're missing the boat. You got to start connecting those dots. You've got to start seeing your training for more than the physical. And if you do that, I'll guarantee you your training is going to get better and you're going to appreciate it so much more. So there's the thought of the day. All right, keep going, gang.